morning.
Good morning.
It's Monday.
It is Monday.
And welcome. Oops, I got to get the little chats going here. Oh, I guess they
Okay.
are going. All right. Well, welcome. Janet says I think Janet says that.
Happy
Happy
Monday.
Monday, crafty friends.
Yes.
So, well, we had quite a week last week, and
We
there's still
did
some
Shark Week.
remnants of it behind Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shark Week was last week. We had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to recap all of that tomorrow. So, that's why we're leaving up our backdrop and our decorations.
Yes.
But today we're going back to Christmas in July, aren't we,
We
Teresa?
are. We are.
We're
I've
all over
got
the
my
place.
lights on and I don't know where my Christmas shirts are right now. And I was lucky to find my lights. I think you gave us these, Kelly,
I think
last
we
year,
did do the
or at a
lights.
Christmas
Yeah, they're
party.
good.
Yeah, we got these at a Christmas
Our
party.
holiday, yep.
Yeah, our holiday
They're
party.
perfect for today though, and
They
it
are.
is still July. A little bit left of July, not a
I
lot,
know.
but there is some left.
So still doing some Christmas.
And today's a craft along.
Yeah,
So
we haven't
Teresa,
done
if
one
you
in a
want
while.
to maybe talk about what you're going to do and what people need, and I'm
Yeah.
going to grab the weekly special so we can show that
Okay.
to everybody, okay?
Well, we've been talking about the craft along for the month, I think, most of the month anyhow. And we're using the Tim Holtz stamp stencil that he came out with. They're $15.99, and I love them. This one is THMM 152. They don't have names, so we just say what the number is. But it has some images for Christmas on it, and then it has a stencil. So each one has some stamps and a stencil, which is super cool. And then right now, when you bought the stamp, we put in a tag, one of the white number 8 tags. You can get these in a 50 pack for $13.99. And I use, this is my go-to tag. I don't know why, I just like it. But there are other tags that you can get. We've got the natural and the craft as well. And then if you're not sure, if you like maybe the number 10 tag, there's a 2-pack, and these are from Dina Wakley tags. So those are kind of fun. So we're going to be using this stamp. So get out your envelope. Oh yeah, and the envelopes are pretty cool. Whoops. The envelopes are pretty cool. We've got these. How many do you get? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 5 envelopes for $2.29. And they fit, the tags fit perfectly in here. Oops, where's the tag? Let me get a tag. I need a tag. You'll need your tag. And they fit perfectly in there. So you can make a tag and send it just like a card. I think that's fun. And then the other stamp that I talked about that I'm going to use today is THMM 133. This one is sentiments. He had these in big letters and smaller letters, and then he had the one with the stencil. But if you want to stamp a sentiment on your tag, then you can use whatever you have. You don't need this one. This is just what I use because I like it. Or you don't have to stamp a sentiment at all. So you're going to have kind of some options today of how you want to do your tag. Also, I just have to show the Honeybee heavy duty storage envelopes. These are the slimline ones. And these tags and stencil sets fit perfectly in here. And you get 10, so you can buy 10 stamp sets and stencils. That's what I've done anyhow. You do have to trim a little off the bottom, but they fit in there so nicely, and you can keep them together, which I really like. So you need your stamp and your stencil. You need some ink. So today I'm using Distress ink. You can use oxide if you prefer. You're just going to get a little bit of a chalkier look. I'm using Barn Door and Rustic Wilderness, either one of those. The reason I picked those is because there's spritz that coordinate. So I like to spritz a little bit. So I'm a little matchy. And then if you want, you can use a black ink as well, or you could use an archival ink if you want to use an archival black. You need your little blending tools. Probably you need some yellow tape. And the reason we have the yellow tape is because in the stencil, they're really close together, the two different ones. So I usually mask off just to make sure that I don't get diamonds where I want or don't get words where I don't want. A spray bottle. I always, ask Katie, have a piece of scratch paper. This was a card base that got something accidentally blobbed on it, so I'm using this as my scratch paper today.
Oh, that doesn't work.
A stamp block, and it can be just so long as the images fit on your stamp block. So mine is just a little one, but we have all these different sizes. I almost got rid of my stamp blocks when I got my Misty, and I didn't, and I'm so glad that I didn't. Oh, Kelly, I haven't been reading the comments.
Well, it's okay.
Is there any
I
questions?
abandoned Teresa.
I know. I'm just chatting away to myself.
She's doing a good job. Well, we have comments that it's blurry.
Oh.
It looks, well, we know that Chris is heading here. Yay, Chris is coming around noon, so we're going to see you then.
Yay.
And Janet typed in everything people need and lots of hellos. And yes, it is super duper hot here and a lot of other places too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see if I can fix the blurriness, Teresa.
I'll keep going.
You're talking about what people need?
Yes. A Misty. I use a Misty often, but we're also going to use the stamp block. If you want a splat box or a splat mat, I like this so I don't get stuff. I actually it's so silly. I got some spritz on my white shorts that I was wearing this weekend when I was crafting because I wiped it with my towel and then I put it in my lap, which is a bad habit. Here I have an apron on, but I like the splat box. But you can just, if you're careful, use a splat mat, or if you have a tablecloth that has water on it, then you can use that. A heat gun maybe, just to speed up the drying process as we go along. A paper towel, or you could use your little towel if you want, but I use a paper towel, and then some water and a paintbrush. And then I have the #1 set of colored pencils because it has the black in it. I'm going to splat with black. There is a 2-pack. I didn't grab it, but there's a 2-pack with just the black and the white. So I think white and black are the best. So if you don't have that, if you don't have the colored pencils, but you want to do this easy way to splat, I would encourage you to get the black and white and try that technique. Let's see what else. So, I think that's it.
And the blurriness is fixed, Teresa.
Okay,
so
good.
It looks like we've got our blurry fixed.
Perfect.
So I think that's really good. And Diane says lights, camera, action, another fun video from you all. So,
okay, great.
And Donna's here from Bakersfield. So before we go on and switch cameras, Teresa, we want to show our
the special of the day.
Our special of the week.
I did not.
It's our weekly special. And it's a paper pack for travel. And I'm going to open the papers, and maybe we could show them on the down camera so people could see them a little better. I'm going to open up a pack here. This is from
American Crafts, Perfect Vacation.
It's 12 papers, and it's normally $12.99, and it's $4.99, and they are double-sided. And if you like cameras,
there's some fun.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
There's some fun patterns
get
in
myself one. So I'll hand it to Teresa.
Are we going to go down camera?
We'll change cameras. So you can have a look at the papers that are in it's called Perfect Vacation. It's on our special category, and it's $4.99 for 12 papers. I'm not doing the math, but I could do the math.
Okay.
I'll do the math while you show.
And then I can never remember this travel emoji.
It's the Geo sign
tracker. Okay, and here this one says Perfect Vacation, and it has all sorts of, look, it has roll film. That is so fun and retro. 42 cents a piece. That's a bargain.
Yeah.
And a polka dot on the back. Polka dot here. Oh, and then arrows. Those are fun, bright colors.
Are always good.
There's the cameras we were talking about. Ooh. Those are some bright arrows. This is fun. The Polaroid. Can you see? I don't know, maybe up there. Snapshots, memories. Oh, snap, smile. That's really cute. It has hearts on it. This is a nice stripe. So there's, on the backs, there's, non-travel stuff too. So if you're thinking you just need some inexpensive paper to use, this will do it. And then these are, we're a little blurry. These are journaling cut aparts. Good times, away we go, perfect vacation. I know I didn't want to lift it up. Oh, look, this has a little banner too. Memories must see, let's go. That's very cute. Definite fun cut aparts. Some 3x4s, some, I don't know what sizes some of those are. And then a nice stripe on the back. So yeah, that is very nice. Inexpensive if
Yep.
you're
So that's
have
our
a
special of the
vacation
week
or
while supplies last.
Yeah.
So don't wait too long. And we do have a question about the indigo, if we're going to get more of the wallpaper fabric. And I think we still have the wallpaper. So we just need to, it might be not on our, let's see. So I'm looking at it right now, trying to
Okay.
figure out which one's the wallpaper, Teresa.
I don't know. I don't. You could look at the names on the sides, Kelly, of the bolts.
Oh, I could, but I don't know if I can read them.
Oh, I
Let's
thought
see.
they were on
Oh,
the
wait,
end.
there they are. Tiny prints.
The blue? Is it
Collage.
blue that you're talking about?
Indigo.
Oh, indigo.
We do have the wallpaper.
Well, that just came in.
Yeah, we do have
should
the wallpaper, so we'll have to get that in inventory. Here's the okay, so we have the yard and the half yard. It should all be in inventory. So I'll check it out here.
Diane, check on that.
All right, sorry about that little gap. Here comes Diane.
Diane's checking it out for us.
It's her mat.
Do you want me to take this off? I need something because I'm going to be
Yeah,
messy.
if you flip it upside down, what does it look like, Teresa? It's yeah.
That's bad.
Okay.
Or do you want me to work on this?
Yeah, I think, yeah. All right, we're
Okay.
switching out. The mat, because of the texture of it, it made like wavy lines, Teresa.
Is that, it's not good?
Okay, and Shannon wants to know when we're getting the oxide minis. Oh my gosh, they are here. And I'm sure Janet will link them because Janet is here virtually with us also. Yeah, thank you.
Look, I have some. Look, I already have a red ink on my green.
We've got them right here. We'll have Teresa give a little look-see about them. We've got them in 4 times. We keep reordering them because they're so popular.
If you already got yours, there's 6 sets. Let me get them in order here. 3, 4,
I'm
5,
sorry.
6.
They were back here.
There's 6 sets, and eventually he's going to have all the colors in the oxide minis, which he said he wasn't going to be able to do, but then technology evolved and they were able to get them in the smaller. The problem was getting it in a small pad, the chemical composition. So we've got all 6 colors, and they're awesome. It has the black, the neutrals, the pinks, the reds, the orange, the yellow, the greens, the blues, and a lot of purples actually. But we were out of the tins, and those are back in stock. So if you already bought all 6, you need 2 tins. And
Teresa, I love it. We'll tell you what you need.
Yes, and I'm buying a second tin today because I only had 1 tin, and it was driving me a little bit crazy that I didn't have all my inks in tins. So I'm very excited. The tins are $11.99, and the inks are $15.99. So
I'm excited about those because I only have a couple different oxides. So this is a way for me to get lots of colors and try them out.
And they're nice for travel. That's why I'm getting them. I don't have all the colors at home, but I do have a lot of them, and they're a little bit hard to travel. And now I'm excited because I'll just take the minis with me. And that way I will get all the colors because I'm going to buy them all. So
she's going to have them all eventually.
Yes. All right. So this is the tag that we're going to make today. And so I did it in 2 colors just because I wanted you to use what you had. So I figure you can use a red and a green. I went with Barn Door and Rustic Wilderness, like I said, because there is the spritz. Oh, I didn't spritz this one.
What?
I know.
Teresa.
So you have some choices. So you can do red or green. Or you can do, this is the same tag. I'll show it like this. So this is the same tag, but on this one, I use black to stamp my images. on this one, I use the red to stamp my images on top of the red background.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
I'll take a picture of that for the blog.
Here's the green. So here I stamped with the green images, and here I stamped with the black images. And I did spritz on this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's on there. The spritz is on there. Okay. So I don't know what color I'm going to use today. What color am I in the mood for? Maybe I'm in the mood for green, of course. Always in green.
Green is Teresa's favorite color.
Yes, it is. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a different technique that, what's her name on, that does the 49 and Market? Katie. Is it Katie that does it? So if you take your ink and you take Katie Petit does this on her little videos on Instagram all the time. If you follow her, you've probably seen this. So you just take your ink block and you just smush it onto your ink pad. So you can see I've got some ink there. And then you're going to use your distress sprayer and you're just going to give it some sprays. And you see that the ink kind of reacts to the water. And then I usually give a spritz on my tag just because.
See, I'm happy that we're seeing this. I'm going to say in person because I'm getting to see it in person, but I'm glad you're doing this technique.
Yeah. And so then you can just, ooh, I got a lot on there. Just tap it. Oh, I got a lot. My ink pad is really inky. And so I'm just smooshing around my tag to get the ink. And there's no rhyme or reason. You really have no control over it. I'm going to wipe that off. Wipe my pad off. And I got ink on my mat. I'm just going to wipe that off because I don't want to get it everywhere. So that's a little bit wet. So we're just going to set it aside for a minute. And then I'm going to show you the envelope that I did. And this one, I use the black ink on. And this one, I use the red. And it's really hard to see. So I'm probably just going to use black ink today. So if you want to get your red envelope out and your Misty, or you can use your stamp. You know what? We'll just use our stamp block again.
Well, and those, if you like those envelopes, I call them, they're like a coin envelope style.
They're number 7.
Number 7. We have them in red, white, and craft.
Yep.
And they are $1.99. And let's see how many you get for $1.99.
5. I counted them when you were gone.
Oh, okay. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. I stepped away.
She missed our conversation.
I know. I missed it. I got to catch up.
So I'm just putting the Santa on there. And if you're using a stamp block, then this is when your scratch paper comes in handy because, you know, all stamps are different. And when I use a stamp block, I usually stamp off on a scratch piece of paper first, just to make sure that my image, I know how my image stamps, and then I have ink everywhere. So I'm just going to re-ink it. And I thought it was super cute to have the Santa in the corner, like right, if you were to mail it, it would be like he would be looking at your address. All right, there he is. And I just spray water. When I use the distress, I just spray water right on my stamp to clean it.
You're always so good about cleaning your stamps. Though,
I do like to clean my stamps.
Yeah, good. But you are really good. I want to be like you when I grow up.
And then in this stamp set, there's 2 greeneries. I'm going to use the one that has more of a pine cone feel. This one is more like it has berries on it. So I'm just going to put the pine cone one on my stamp block. And then I'm just really going to be using the edges. So you can see I just stamped a little bit. So what I did is I just stamped a little bit around the Santa, just so that there's a little greenery. So I didn't have to do the whole stamp pad. Just to add a little bit.
I like that, kind of a little border.
Yeah, it's a little border. And then I'm going to go up here. You need to fold your envelope flap down. And then I'm going to stamp in the corner, in the upper left corner, where you would put your return address. Just to add a little bit of greenery up there. And it's just kind of cute. You can go all the way around if you want, or, you know, do whatever you want. I think it's fun to decorate the envelope. You could use your green ink if you want. I mean, you could see if it shows up. I think the black just shows up a little bit better on the red. Or if you use your craft or your white envelopes, it's going to show up for sure. So we've got those as well. So that's our envelope. Yay! We've got part of our craft along done already. You guys are good. I wonder if anyone's crafting along with me. Anyone crafting along, or are they just watching and doing it later maybe? I know some people have bought the stamp and asking me when it is. So, all right. So now we're going to go back to our tag, and my tag is still a little bit wet. So I am going to use my heat gun, and I want to get my, I can't remember what these are called, handle it. My handle it.
The Ranger.
The Ranger handle it. Oh, good. Well,
There's a lot of people.
Leanne and hey, Leanne, hope you're doing well. Leanne and Paula are crafting. Ruth is crafting. Awesome. Shelly's doing it later. Debbie's crafting. Yay, I'm so excited you're crafting along. So hopefully this isn't too loud. I never know if it's too loud on the microphone with the heat gun. Just heat it a little bit. And you can kind of feel no ink is coming off on my hand, so it's dry. So we've got our green base there. Then what we're going to do next is we're going to get our stencil out. And what I did is I stenciled the Merry Christmas along the side. You could put it at the top if you want, but I just put it along the side. So I turn my tag so that it's horizontal. And I just use the top, the very first line says Merry, CHR, and then below that says Christmas. So I don't care that it just says CHR, I'm just going with it. But I just positioned it on my tag so you can read the whole word Christmas. And then I just use my yellow tape to hold it down.
That's a good
so
idea.
that it doesn't move.
Teresa, I did get the handle.
Oh, you got the handle?
$3.49. I'm going to just check that price real quick because I might be wrong on that.
There we go.
Yeah, they're $3.49. What a great price.
I love mine.
I think, well, they're just cute.
Yeah. So I've got my little blending tool. Now, Tim does have the new blending tools.
The brushes?
The brushes, and we don't have any over here.
They're good
Kelly's
for,
going to go grab one.
They're good for stenciling, for
yes,
sure.
They are good for stenciling. People like them. And so I'm just going to stencil my Merry Christmas. The other thing nice about putting a little bit of yellow tape on there is after you do your stencil, you can lift it up a little bit just to see how it looks. That looks pretty good. Mine is pretty dark. My green ink is pretty juicy, so ooh, the table's
we got a wiggly table.
Wobbly. That's okay. So I'm good with that. That's a pretty good Merry Christmas. It shows pretty good. So and then Kelly brought the new blending brushes. So these are the new little ones, which are going to work really nicely with the oxides, I think. And they are $15.99, and you get 3. And this is all the farther that the brush comes out, which is kind of fun because it keeps it like really, I don't know if you can see, really compact. Yeah. I should use some of these and see if I like them. And then this is the old one, and it comes out quite a ways, and you get 2 for $11.99. And some people really like
so
these.
Bigger maybe for a bigger surface.
Yes, bigger stencils. Yes, these are going to be nice for smaller, like the Merry Christmas. It would work really nicely.
Something new from Tim, so we sure are happy that Tim's got it coming.
Now I'm just going to clean my stencil off a little bit because I'm going to use the other part, and I don't want the ink to get get on there. All right. Now I'm going to stencil the diamonds, which is the lower part. So I am going to take my yellow tape. Actually, my stencil is wet. If your stencil's wet, then the tape isn't going to stick to it. So you got to dry it off a little bit. All right. So now I'm going to stencil the diamond part. So I'm going to put the yellow tape across the bottom Merry Christmas so that I don't accidentally get those words stenciled where I don't want them.
And I think Janet linked the yellow tape.
Okay.
In our opinion, we like the yellow tape the best.
Yeah. I've got multiple rolls of it all over the place.
Yeah.
So I'm never without
She's
my
never
yellow
without
tape.
It's somewhere in
Yes,
the house,
it
right?
is. It's somewhere. Okay, so I put the stencil on my tag so that the diamonds, the bottom diamonds are kind of hanging off of the tag. I just want to make sure that I don't end up with a line on the bottom. So I have it, can you see, so that they're kind of hanging off the edge there. And then you can probably see that the Merry Christmas then is under the diamonds and right here. And I don't want to put a diamond over my Merry Christmas. So I'm just going to put a little piece of yellow tape there too, so that I don't accidentally diamond my Merry Christmas. You can, it's no big deal. It's not like rocket science or anything, but
I think it's cool though, Teresa, that you can do Merry
the
Christmas.
stencil brush, the small one. I'm going to try the stencil brush, you guys.
Go for it.
This will be live, hopefully. We'll see if I like it.
Tim seems to really like
Tim
it.
likes it, yeah. And he, in his video, he showed how he colors the little ring here, so he knows what. Oh, they don't push up. The old ones, I didn't get the cap on. All right, there we go. Oh, there it does pull up. Oh, it pulls up. That's how you put the cap on.
So how does it work, Teresa?
There's the brush. I was trying to put the cap on, so you just pull this piece there, and then it goes back in. And these will fit in your tins. I don't know which tin it fits in.
There was a tin. I'm not sure either.
I don't think it's this. Is it this one? I'll open this one since I'm buying this one. See if it fits in here. I thought it was the other tin. I feel like there's a lot of information.
While you're opening that,
oh look,
is it that one?
Well, they will fit in this one. The mini ink storage tin.
Ink storage, because the plastic piece you guys see
you can just take that out. Yeah, it'll hold a bunch of these little ones if that's what you prefer. All right. So I'm going to put my brush down. I got a little brush there. These are natural bristles. That's another reason that Tim likes it. And I'm just going to...
Don't you think that probably helps it absorb ink better than like a artificial?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Or synthetic, I guess.
Yeah, synthetic. See, I'm just going to... and you don't need a different brush for every color ink. You can use like your color family. So I would use this for whatever green that I'm using. So I'm just going to get some ink on the bristles on my practice paper here. See, that's why you always have practice paper. Now I've got some ink on there.
Lisa's confirming that it was the mini ink tin that he showed it.
Mini ink tin? Yeah. Okay. I wasn't sure.
And the mini ink tins, I guess we'll just let you know, we got a big order in last week, and now they are no longer, well, they're back ordered now from our distributor. So we probably won't be able to get any for a little bit, but we do have them come more.
So I better order.
So you better
buy mine today.
Get yours today.
I will. Well, it is driving me crazy that I've got the inks and not in the tin. I can tell you that. And these little bristles do get into those little spaces.
I actually do prefer a brush when I'm stenciling, Teresa.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Do you use the big ones or use
something
else?
I don't have this brush. I have some of the other brushes, you know, like picket fence
soft
brushes.
ones?
And yes.
But those have synthetic bristles, I think, don't they? Or are they natural?
I think so. I don't know. But I think I like the bristles for stenciling because they get in a little deeper or better. I'm not really sure how to explain it.
I do like that how the bristles stay out and you don't have to mess with moving it back in. Do we have any questions, or is everyone doing
Chris
okay?
says she's going to need 2 tins today, and she's coming to see us.
Okay.
And they love the tips you're getting. Candace is home from surgery, so get well fast so you can get back to crafting.
Yeah.
And we hope you have happy healing. A lot of people are watching, and they're going to craft along later.
Okay.
So, but we still
Good.
have, if you are interested, we do have the stencil and stamp sets, and
Yep.
Teresa showed those, and we'll show them again. That she's the ones that she's using today.
I'm just peeking. I kind of like the way that looks. It's looking good. Add a little bit more over here. There's one dot that I kind of missed. All right, that looks good. Okay. There you have it. And I'm just going to take this yellow tape off my stencil. It does have green ink on it. Sometimes you have to be careful of that, but you never know. I might use it again later. And then I'm going to pull that out, put the lid on, and put it back together. That's fun. Did you guys see? I just pulled my towel off of my lap. That is such a bad habit. I guess I'm used to having my apron here at work. And when I do it at home, then I get it on my white shorts, which is not good. Okay. So now we are going to stamp some of our images. And I'm trying to remember what I started with. Let's see. Let me look at this. Okay. I think I started with, where's my stamp? There. I think I started with the wreath. Because I like to put the wreath right around the hole in the tag, which I thought was kind of fun. It fits perfectly. So I'm going to put that in my Misty. I'm just putting it in the corner, and I just put the wreath right around the tag. Move this over here. I got a lot of stuff on my work area. It's just like at home. And I'm going to ink up and you can use your stamp block or your Misty. I'm just using this because I want my Misty because I want my image to be dark. But if you don't have your Misty, then you can just use the stamp block. All right, there we go. We've got the wreath. And I lost my towel. Here we go. Clean that off. Do you guys clean your stamps as you go? I don't know. I just like to clean my stamps as I go. Okay, so then I hung that off the edge a little bit. Then the next thing I think I did was I took the reindeer and I kind of put them up by the wreath a little bit. Put the tree, I just kind of positioned that just to make sure I got enough room. I usually stamp one at a time. I just don't put more than one stamp on my thing. I feel like I get a better image. And this reindeer is going to be hanging right off the
I
tag.
love the stamp set that it has a tree and a reindeer and a snowflake and
yeah, it has a variety of different
star.
images. They're really good Christmas images.
For $15.99, you can't go wrong, Teresa.
Yeah. All right, there's our reindeer.
And for Chris, who's coming today at noon, I grabbed you a couple of the tins and put them on layaway. So if you change your mind, just let us know when you get here.
All right, then I'm going to do the tree. And I'm just putting the tree there so it doesn't go over my Merry Christmas, kind of in the middle of the tag.
I love how you did the background. And we have a question, Teresa.
Yeah.
If you could repeat what envelopes the tags fit in for mailing.
They are the number 7 red coin envelopes, or the craft coin envelope, or the white coin envelope. Yeah. And those you get 5 for $2.99. All right, I'm going to stamp the big pine tree.
Donna agrees about cleaning as you go
Yes,
with your stamps.
good. I'm not the only one. The problem is for me is if I don't clean, then I'm going to stick my finger in it and then I'm going to have
You'll be all
green
messy.
ink and I'll be messy. I already have green ink on my fingers a little bit. I'm trying to keep them clean as I go. All right, so we've got the tree. And then I'm going to go to the Santa. And Santa was down here on the bottom. And actually, I did put another tree over here. So I'm just going to position him. And I put another one here. So am I off the screen? I'm going to move up a little bit. So there I've got my Santa on my tag. And he's kind of in the lower left corner of the tag. And he's actually looking at a list, if you can't tell what he's doing there. Seeing if they're naughty or
And Kimberly,
nice.
she cleans hers also, but she said putting them back in the right set doesn't always happen right away. And Cherie also cleans as she goes.
Yeah. Now remember, you can be stamping these in black if you want a different look. And then I do have some other tags that I'm going to show you that I did some other things with this stamp set just because it's so versatile. And the stencils are fun too. So,
Teresa, I put a message on the screen for you.
oh, okay.
Teresa came in on her day off today.
Use the cool tags for?
No, it's on here.
Oh, thank you for coming in today.
We appreciate Teresa coming in on her day off.
Somehow I didn't get on the schedule today.
Somehow I didn't schedule her on the right day. Okay, Shelly wants to know what the cool did she miss what you use the cool tags for? And then someone's asking about the stamp set again. They want to see that again.
The cool tags.
I think what you're using your tags for.
Well, I'll probably mail some, or I will maybe put them on a gift. I've got some envelopes so I can send them. I've decided I'm going to send them. This is the stamp set that we're using. It's THMM152, and you did get an envelope and a tag with it. Okay.
Well, and Letha said she's going to send the tags instead of Christmas cards.
There you go.
You can put them on
fun.
your packages. You can make a banner with them.
I'm just going to.
And they're fun to make.
I'm going to stamp now with my stamp block. The tree doesn't quite fit on my stamp block, but that's okay because I'm not stamping the whole tree on this one. So on the lower right, I'm just going to stamp another tree in the corner, but I'm hanging it off the edge. I think you can see it there.
Donna said she likes that your background is light enough that you can see your images.
Yeah.
Your background's a little lighter than the other one. You know, working with Teresa is kind of like working with Tim Holtz, but you get to do it along with her.
And there is one tree, and then I'm going to stamp just a little bit of the top part of the tree over on the right side so that it's smaller and hanging a little bit off the left edge. There we go. And now I got to clean my glass mat too because I got ink on there.
Janice says it's kind of like your group stamping.
Yes.
You guys, Teresa is famous for her group stamping. And you've inspired many people with that, including me.
It's fun because it's kind of a challenge to see like how many of the stamps can I get on the
get on one tag.
I pretty much I didn't use the globe, and I didn't use this one because I used this. I'm going to use this branch, or maybe I did use this. No, I used this one to match the envelope. And I didn't use the snowflake either. I forgot about the snowflake.
That's a good one, though.
Fit with my theme, but it is a cute little snowflake that we have in there. Okay. Now what I have is the star, and I'm just going to do that on my stamp block too. And I'm going to stamp on top of this tree because there's a little bit of space there.
I like how you kind of figure out where you're going to stamp once you get your stamp on the block.
There we go. And I noticed that there was a space over here, so I'm going to stamp another star there. I'm just turning it around so that the points don't overlap any of my other stamping. And I'm going to hang one. There's an empty spot here. Not empty, but
Little white
a
spot.
little white spot. I'm just going to stamp there. Normally I do even odd numbers. I guess maybe I will. I'll stamp one half off here, and maybe I'll do another one.
And you're using Rustic Wilderness, which I think you showed us
Yeah.
in the beginning. Hey, Letha has a comment, Teresa, that she's thinking about stamping matching tissue or wrapping paper for smaller
that
gifts.
Would be fun.
Or and do smaller tags for gifts.
Yeah. All right.
And Shelley's
all
inspired by your book tags.
Star. Well, thank you. I love my book tags. So we're getting
It
close.
looks great.
This is kind of a fast
I
craft
like
along
it.
today.
I like it.
But I'm liking it too. I'm going to move it in a little bit so you can see there. Closer. So I like just all the background. You know, you stamped right over the stencil. Here I kind of left, I wanted the words to be clear, but, and then we just have our basic background that we started with.
Well, I think stamping off the edge for me was what I really like about it.
Yeah. Now, if you have a sentiment, you can get a sentiment out. And we have this one. This is THMM 133, which is a fun one. But I'm sure you guys probably all have a Christmas sentiment that you could stamp on here. And I thought it just really popped when I used the black to stamp that. So let's see, what did I stamp? Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Several people are liking this tag with the lighter background with a little more white space. So I'm glad you did it that way, Teresa, so people can see both ways with more background or less background.
So I'm just, really you could stamp your sentiment anywhere. I kind of stamped it, it just really depends on the size. I might stamp it, a lot of times I tend to go in the lower right, but this time I think I'm going to go over here to the left. I don't know why, just because. That's what I wanted to do today.
Because you can.
Yes.
You're in charge, Teresa.
We'll see what it turns out like. And if you want, you can use the archival ink on this. I'm just going to use the Distress ink today.
So you're using black soot?
Yeah, I'm using black soot. You know, the archival probably would be a little bit sharper, but I'm just going to use the black soot today because that's what I have.
And she's using the regular Distress.
Yeah. I will show you an oxide tag that I made because I wanted to give you guys some samples. The happiest season of all. That's kind of like a little collage-y. And then we are going to use our spritz and our watercolor pencils as well. But I wanted to get the sentiment on there first.
While you get organized, Mary made a comment that she got one of these stamp and stencil sets for fall. And she really likes it. And so we can have Janet link. She's linked one of them. But there are all kinds of these stamps and stencils.
Oh, yes.
For Halloween, fall, just general. There's butterflies. I can't even think of all of them, Teresa. So
there's Halloween ones. There's a lot of the masculine, like the ones with the men's heads.
With your guys,
I bought some of those that I didn't have.
Men's heads.
Well, I didn't have some of the stamps. I had a lot of stamps, and a lot of the sets are a compilation of different stamps from different sets. And so maybe you have some, but maybe you don't. And so there were a couple of the sets, the ones with the guys' heads that I didn't have. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get that. And then I get a stencil too.
And we can have Janet link. They're all together in a category. There's like 80 of them.
Yeah. They're super fun.
And so they're for $15.99. It's a good deal. It's a really good deal.
So I'm going to use my Rustic Wilderness, and so you just need to shake it up. It's been laying on its side, so all the glitter,
good stuff.
I leave it like this so the glitter is spread out here in a larger area than instead of the bottom. And that's how they actually lay in the tin. There's a tin for the spritz. And yes, I have 2 tins now. I don't have all the colors, but
You're
I have.
organized, Teresa.
I do like the tins. I like to know where they are. Otherwise, I can't find them in my craft room. Okay, so we're making sure that it's all. All right, so this is when you can use your splat box. Although I don't know if I can I use my, oh, I can't use my splat box. That works okay, doesn't it, Kelly?
Let me look. Yeah, that looks
Yeah,
great.
okay. All right. So with the spritz, you can just spritz, and I like to spritz like a dark spot in the corner. And that is going to react with the Christmas tree, so it might blob a little bit, but it does when it dries. You can't see it now, but when it dries, it gives it a little shimmer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cap back on, and I'm going to shake it up a little bit more. And then I'm going to unscrew my lid carefully. This is why you want a splat box. And I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to tap it with my finger and get some splats randomly on my tag. And if I want some more, I can dip it back in there and just splat. Now, there, can you see the little splats up here? Maybe on the wider spots you can see it. So it's just random everywhere. You don't have to go crazy with it. It just adds a little bit of something. When it dries, it'll be shiny, but right now it's wet, so it's not really shiny. Then the other thing, I'm going to get my colored pencils somewhere.
And
I
Teresa,
found them.
I did get the set with the black and white. So
yeah,
if
thank you,
you
Kelly.
don't have them and you want them for splattering, they're
If you
really
haven't
handy.
tried the colored pencils, then I would encourage you to try the black and white, because for me, the splatting works really nicely with the black and white pencil. It's so easy to do. But this is the #1 set that the black and white come in. So if you have the #1 set, you don't need to buy
You've already got it.
You've already got it. So I've got
Teresa,
my
you're
water.
doing a really good job there under the camera.
Staying in frame today. So if you take your pencil, I'm going to put my brush in the water, and then I'm going to dip my colored pencil in the water also. And you probably can't see, but when you do that, oh, maybe you can. See that little pigment? It just comes right off. And I just rub my paintbrush along the edge there. And I don't want it too drippy, because I don't want to get some big blobs. You see, that would have been a big blob. But I just want it wet enough.
You're so good at this,
And then I'm
Teresa.
going to come over here, and you just take it off the edge and just splat. And I'm trying to get them up in the upper left corner is where I wanted more. But, of course, you have limited control.
Of course.
I just like a little bit of black. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. And if you need to, you can go back and add more water. I just want a little bit down here and maybe some more up here. There's really no right or wrong. It just adds something, I think. Maybe a little bit more over here.
It's one of those things that you notice, but you don't notice.
Yes. It's just the little touches like that.
Teresa, Denise had an idea for your sentiment that you could heat emboss in gold or silver.
Oh,
wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. Or you could even do heat emboss on the black. Yeah, that would have been perfect.
You could also, okay, if you heat embossed it first, well, then it would be hard to stamp over a raised surface.
Yeah. If you wanted to heat emboss this, you would really want to, after you stamped your tree and all your images, you would want to heat set it before you stamped your sentiment, just to make sure that the other images were dry. That's what I do anyhow, just to make sure that my other images are dry before I pour powder, because sometimes the powder will stick, even if it's just a little bit. damp. So, and then I just added a little ribbon to it. And you can see like these are the exact same. Well, they're not. I moved where my sentiment. I moved this. I used a different sentiment. Oh, I forgot to stamp the. Dang it!
What'd you forget?
You guys, I forgot to stamp the greenery.
Oh, on the edge.
On the edge.
You can still do it.
Okay, I can still do it. I stopped looking at my instructions. It's still, you know what? I'm going to use my tool and I'm going to hold this for a second and just give it a little heat.
While you're heating that, Teresa, I thought we'd show this.
The splat box.
That's a Tim Holtz product. And the thing that's cool about it, it folds up flat, just like you see it here on Teresa's table. And especially if you don't have a lot of space.
Yeah.
And then you can just pull it out. You don't have to have a big box. Will a big box work? Yeah.
Yes, it will. I have one for glitter.
Yeah, of course you do.
Because when I use glitter, I don't want it going everywhere. And so I have a box that has glitter in it. And it is.
I want to ask Diana what she does when she glitters. We need to ask her about that because she's the glitter queen.
There you can see the shimmer in the corner that I sprayed now that it's dry. So with the spritz, you can't really stamp over it. Like down in the corner where I sprayed it, you can't really stamp over it that well. I mean, you can try, but so I just have, again, this greenery piece, and I'm just going to put, you know, a little bit on the edge just to add a little bit.
Teresa, Janet has a funny comment. She said, always use your splat box, and she's speaking from experience. All right, Janet, we want to know, what was it that you splattered or sprayed?
So I'm just putting a little greenery. Sorry, guys, we were supposed to do this before we splatted. Just around the edges, like we did the envelope, kind of. Just doing a little bit here and there. It's all in the details. You know, it's not anything that anyone's going to notice, but I think it just adds a little bit.
I think it's like Peggy's solids that aren't solids.
Yeah. All right. And the other thing you can do if you want is just ink around the edges. Sometimes, you know, your edge of your card, your tag is going to be white. And I just don't want my tag to be white.
Lisa says she goes outside to spray. That's another option.
That is a good idea. I don't know about on a day like today, but so you can ink the edges. I'm just inking because I don't like white edges on mine.
It just kind of, it frames it though.
Yes,
Teresa.
It just is a finishing touch. And then you can add your ribbon when everything's dry. It should be, you know, the distress ink dries pretty quickly. So all right. Well, I hope you guys got some ideas and tips from everyone. I don't know how many people used red, but here's my red one also, which turned out really pretty too. Now I wanted to show you some other tags that I made.
I moved them all out of Teresa's reach.
We'll just put this one aside to dry here. Here was the red tag like we made today, only green. And then here is the images stamped in black. Except for I stamped the stars in red and I did the greenery. Maybe you can't see it. There's a little greenery. I did the greenery
when you hold
in red too, and then the stars in red. So that's kind of fun too. It just pops a little bit differently than it didn't have the sentiment on it, which you could put the sentiment instead of the big Christmas tree if you wanted. But it just looks a little bit different.
Nice. It's nice to see different ways to do it. And Donna says her dog is white and he's had many colors on his coat.
Well, most of the time it comes out with water. So
and Teresa, TJ says she was encouraged to buy those for Pop-Tarts
Oh.
and toast.
Be
So-
careful in your toaster, but okay.
They are metal, so
Yes,
watch out. But
yes, they're fun. Here's the green one with the images. Maybe you can see this one better, the stars and the little branches I stamped again in green. Now, here is one that I did use the other greenery and I fussy cut it out. And then I just stenciled the Merry Christmas and stuck it on there. And I used that as kind of a border, but I just used the stencil. I don't know where my stencil is, but I just moved it. There it is. That, I did it twice because the stencil is, maybe I did it 3 times. I don't know. The stencil is just short, so it's not going to cover your whole tag, but that doesn't mean that you can't just move it down and do it a second time. And then I just stenciled the words. And that time I masked off the CHR at the top there. So that was a fun one.
That's a good idea. You're very creative.
And I definitely spritzed this one. I know you guys can see that. There's the shine right up there. I spritzed behind the sentiment. So I like that.
Teresa, there are a lot of comments about people and the learning techniques from you, that you always are so good about teaching techniques.
Oh, good. This one, it was just
creative.
the same, except for I just used green and just used the wreath. Good tidings of comfort and joy. I don't know why that sentiment went with the wreaths for me for some reason. But this one is the one that I used the oxides. Ooh, that's really blurry. I don't know that it's going to unblur.
Here, let's see. It's working on it. There, I think we're good.
Did it get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I've seen a lot of people using the minis and just using them as ink, and you just put it right onto your paper. So I just put the square down and give a press and then did the red. So it's peeled paint and lumberjack plaid because these are the reds and greens in the sets.
All right.
Eventually we'll get rustic wilderness and barn door, but and then I stamped the stars on the green ones using the red, and then I did use my lumberjack plaid spritz, which they do have spritz and lumberjack plaid, so I did get that. And then I just stamped Merry and Bright. That was fun. And I sprayed it too, so you can see it's kind of oxidized, the ink there. Oh, and this is on a craft. Oh,
that's on craft.
Craft
tag.
Yeah, I forgot to say this was on the natural. Now you guys get to see my notes, my cheater notes on the back, in case I don't remember what I'm doing. This one was really fun. Again, I just used the stencil and I stenciled the whole tag. That's the first thing I did. And then I used the black just again to frame with the berries. And I stamped the Santa and the reindeer. And I stamped the reindeer off just a little bit. And I put a star right up there. So that was kind of fun too. Just something different. I need to get ribbons on all these tags. And then this one I just had a little fun with. I stamped the tag in pumice stone. So I stamped all the stars first in pumice stone, which is a little bit different green. And then I used the stencil and I used crackle opaque matte medium.
There.
So can you see that?
Yep, it just
it's kind of hard to see the crackles there.
I like the red splatters.
And down there. Yeah, and that's the spritz. And then this is I showed it last week too. I used some of the Tim Holtz, the people, I didn't write it on
paper
the back.
dolls.
Paper
that
dolls
like a snapshot.
and yeah, but it's from the Christmas one that I showed last week, the 2004. There's paper dolls and a ephemera. I can't think of what I have it here in my bag.
It's from 2024.
Oh, it's the 2024 layers and paper dolls. Yeah,
and we have just a few of these left.
Yeah,
here it is. Oh, you've got one.
Yeah,
Okay,
I forgot. It's got all kinds of fun things, greenery and paper dolls, And then I use the snarky thing that says, "I'm not childish. You're just a big doo-doo head." I thought that little girl's impish face went perfect with that. But I put the candy cane on there. And so, you know, you have to think about your stamps and how you can use them for a background. And that was just plain and fun. But all sorts of things you can do. So don't forget your paste with your stencils as well. All right.
Wow, Teresa, that's a lot.
I had fun with this
So
stamp
you
stencil set.
so you showed us, and I can switch the camera back. Let me go get it.
Okay.
You showed us how to use with just that stamp and stencil set.
Yes.
You
how to
showed
make a
us
tag.
you added to it with another stencil
Yes.
set. You added embellishments with it. You showed us how to stamp, how to do the backgrounds.
Yeah.
You showed us how to stamp off the edges.
But these two don't have sentiments on them, so you don't have to put a sentiment.
Right.
The backs of my tags are very messy, but I don't care. But you could stamp the two from, oh, I was going to grab ours. Memory Bound has a two from
we do have an
stamp set.
exclusive to from
Yes.
stamp, and Janet can link
Yeah,
that
can
for
you
us
link that,
too.
Janet? Thanks.
She's so good.
I know she probably already
appreciate it.
has before I even say it.
Probably when it
But-
started to come out of your mouth, it was
Yeah.
being late.
But you know, these don't have the sentiment stamped on it, so you don't have to do that. I stamped with the black, and so it looks a little bit different. But I'm sure you guys have a Christmas sentiment that you don't have to use the one that I use. But
Okay, and we have a question about how you clean your stamps. If you could review that.
when I'm using the oxide or the distress ink, I just squirt it with water and wipe it off with a microfiber cloth. But there are stamp cleaners if you want to use those. Generally, I just use those when I'm using an archival ink because those stick to the plastic more and leave a residue.
And then
Some people don't clean their stamps.
some people don't.
Tim doesn't. Maggie doesn't a lot.
Yeah.
But I do.
I want to. I want
You
to be a stamp cleaner.
That's funny.
Heidi's asking if anybody knows about mailing the number 7 envelope. And I can't say that we do know about postage on that.
I would think that it's going to be your regular price.
Yeah, we would have to check with that for
Yeah.
sure. And then Teresa, I wanted to make a comment about what you did with the background and the block and the ink.
Yeah.
Way back when. You guys, you could use that for your scrapbook layouts.
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be great on a layout, and then do some of the stenciling.
Yeah.
And so you could use it on cards or
Definitely.
layouts in addition. If you purchase this, it's good for a lot of different things.
Yes, a stamp block is very handy for
And maybe we
lots of
should
things.
show that one more time, what we used today.
THM 152. I just want to say the right
Yeah.
number. It's a cute set.
Debbie says it drives her nuts that Tim doesn't clean his stamps. It is really neat. I like that it has the tree and it's got a lot of good Christmas
It's got some
things.
good images on it.
And we still have a few left that are going to come with the tag
Yeah.
and the red envelope. So you may get one of those. When we run out of those, we'll just have the regular ones.
Yes.
And then one more question, and maybe I'll make a comment that it's starting to happen where we're getting lots and lots and lots and lots of new product.
Yes.
And so we'll probably have a separate, we'll show some of it tomorrow. I think we might have a separate video this afternoon. We'll see how things go.
Oh, okay.
With to show some of the new product. Teresa, I have like 4 tubs sitting
my
over here, and
gosh.
it's not even everything.
Yeah, I know there was an extra video on Friday.
Yes, you might have seen there was an extra video on Friday.
If you haven't, you should go back and watch
you might
it.
want to go watch it. I don't know. Let us know what you think. And then there was a specific question about Botanical Buzz. And that's the new 49 and Market collection designed by Dennis.
Okay.
Bruton. You guys, it is so
Oh, yeah.
pretty.
I
Oh
have
my
seen
gosh,
some
with
of
the
that.
yellow and the blue and the green, some of my favorite color tones. And that is been loaded on a semi truck at our distributor in Michigan. And we haven't got an actual tracking number on it, but it's going to arrive this week.
Okay.
And so what also will be on the truck with Botanical Buzz is Mistletoe and Memories, the Vicki Boutin 49 and Market collection. So those are both coming, and they'll be here this week. And we are so busy at Memory Bound getting
we are
stuff
trying
ready,
to find spaces to put everything
and finding space. And then one last thing before we go, we just want to remind you about our weekly
Oh, yeah.
special. The paper from American Crafts is $4.99. It's normally $12.99.
That is a bargain. 12 papers. They're double-sided. And they're travel.
While supplies last.
Yes.
Teresa, I got myself one.
Did you?
Yes, I
It's
did.
good.
The little Polaroids are so darn cute.
Yeah, they are
I'll
very cute.
put it in a pile.
And then Nicole is not going to be here tomorrow.
No, we're
changing the
we
calendar.
moved Nicole to Thursday. So
Okay.
Nicole's going to be here Thursday for
Oh.
her first full demo. So
Yeah.
yay. Tomorrow we're going to be recapping Shark Week and showing lots and lots and lots of new products. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. So everybody, I hope you have a great day and a wonderful week.
I hope you enjoyed the craft along and learned
I
some
think
things.
they did.
Make your tags. Make your Christmas tags now.
Yeah. Get ready, have fun, and thanks everyone for joining us. Teresa, thank you very much, and thank you, Janet, for being with us today and taking care of all of